Greetings everyone, here's Lodric, and this is a game War in the Pacific Admirals Edition. This is my play by email match against KilRoy. He chose the Allied side, and for me it is the Empire of Japan. And this is now the 25th May 1942 turn. Last turn there was a semi-successful airstrike against the British formation at New Zealand, crippling the... at least I think, one British battleship. The rest was all not so successful. It's cost me a bunch of airplanes, but at the end you must always invest some equipment to achieve somewhere maybe success. And this is a torpedo attack first against the AP, but looks like empty. But again, maybe one AEP less for KilRoy. And this cargo ship already was damaged, and now it's completely dead with 3 torpedo hits. Next, this is AP is loaded with troops, at least some. Okay. And now the destroyer gets a torpedo hit. So very successful torpedo attack turn for me, but no navy engagement. And there was nearly no scouting. Very strange turn. Okay, I let my Nell bombers go out again. Maybe a little risky. Let's see how many. 16 go on out. 6 gets killed. 10 can come close to the enemy. Yeah, so pity. So many airplanes against lost. Yeah. But now with escort. So there was the Nell bombers was too fast, and normally Betty is I think faster than the Nell. I don't know why, but good. So out of 13 Bettys, all 13 can attack. So no attack on my bomber. So now I have all the time to make a successful attack run. And now immediately getting a torpedo hit on the Resolution. So the next battleship is damaged. And finally also torpedo hit on the enemy carrier. Finally. With ammunition store explosion. Flag is still too strong. Okay. and a bunch of Bettys getting damaged. Still one torpedo hit in resolution, and the carrier also with some fire because maybe explosion of ammunition. This is maybe no kill, but damage KilRoy have to fix. Oh, bombardment in China. But I think now really my Nell and Betty bombers are very disabled, and I must call them back maybe to Truk or somewhere else and rebuild them completely. Train a lot of bunch of new pilots. But KilRoy also must call back his ships and bring them to a shipyard. So at the end, this is still maybe a victory for me. Yeah, bit weather. My Tojo's still trying to find enemy fighters, but there is nothing. Without aviation support ground units, and I'm not so sure if KilRoy have any, it is also normally very hard for China to maintenance any air force. Okay. My battleship's making some bombardment against this. I think Australia. I think maybe these American troops. And I also can destroy here, or nah, not so many, but I can disable some DC transport airplanes and create a lot of fire and damage against the base. Indian division. Oh yeah, okay. Then they're British. Finally attack on Rangoon. How strong is the British army? Can the Australian division hold the line? Fort is 0. And Rangoon fall.
Hello, you fighting orphans of the Pacific. This is your favorite enemy, Orphan Anne, at Radio Tokyo, with music to lift your spirits and words to depress your morale. But first, Imperial General Headquarters announced today that The ever victorious forces of the Japanese Empire have captured Rangoon.
So now also finally Rangoon fall, maybe the last important city the Japanese must take to have a chance in the long run. Uh, the defender is simply out of supplies, and for me now I have here nearly no killed units, a lot of disabled, but the British are now really, yeah, empty. They lost at 400 attack value, plus all of these vehicles, so all the tank armies are destroyed, so there's nothing more left. At the same time, my divisions out of Auckland catching up this New Zealand armored infantry, whatever they are. One getting destroyed. Yeah, armored regiment. And motorisierte Infantry. So, small victory here. Pakoi also captured. I think this was all already Chinese forces from the border getting kicked out once. Now they're getting more or less completely destroyed. And this is now Hamilton. This is a new allied army arrived here, and it's more or less, I think, the Highlander division here. I think this is a British Highlander division, so they are Scottish. I think this is now the center force of this attack. This is now a bombardment only, but we will see. Plus HQ. So there is a first Australian HQ. Oh, or corp. I'm not sure if I can hold this for a long time. Again, the attack value is not so crazy high, but this is clear terrain, so there is no benefit for me to hold this hex. This is only bombardment. And more bombardments. More bombardments. And end of the turn. So, torpedo hits on enemy British battleships and carriers. Not enough to sink them, but to send them maybe back to port. My Navy bombers in South Pacific are now more or less out of action for at least 1 week or two. But most important is Rangoon finally fall. After many bombardments and a lot of investment, it was done at the end. Again, I lost a lot of airplanes, all related to this heavy flak. And the Nell bombers, they're going in first without escort. This is, of course, a little unlucky. If this maybe not happened, then I had maybe 1 or 2 more torpedo hits and could do much more damage. But yeah, it's still okay. And I'm not so sure how many of these British fighters are in backup for KilRoy, so maybe his carrier is not only damaged, but also his air wing is half destroyed. Yeah, good. Out of this 20 airframes, again 7 killed plus 3 missing, so 10 and 1 wounded. Half of the pilots are lost. Ship sunk. This is hard to say. I don't know. Maybe I think 3 torpedo hits is not enough to sink a battleship. So who knows? Still, after the fall of Rangoon, the points are now back to 7, 5. Naja, a little better than 5-1. In China, we had nothing really too crazy. I took here 1 more city. Not that it's really important. Half destroyed industry, but it's okay. The Chinese are closing in much faster than I can move my units back. So maybe this city I cannot hold. Yeah, we will see. So Rangoon fall this turn, and the industry is okay. The refineries is I think the most important here. A little resources, a little light industry. I think most important is normally that you have this port that you can bring in your supplies from Singapore directly. That you don't need this small road. You could do this also with small mine. It's also possible, but uh, here's only a very small port. And Rangoon is a shallow water port, but you can make out of this a big port at least. So, and cargo ships are not so fat. I think it's okay. I try to yeah reduce the efficiency of this port here and create here some damage. And I saw that here also enemy airplanes. The bombardment was okay, but nothing too special. And my carriers find here ships, but no attack, unluckily. Still, the campaign is now more or less here over. The British are more. I don't know exactly why they can jump to the north. I thought I conquered this hex. Yeah, this game is always a little strange what land war is. I was thinking that they will jump here to the marshes, but I still can catch them. I can bombard them and slow them down and then move on the highway. So I will kick them once or twice more, hopefully. Here is nothing more to see because everything is already conquered. Yeah, maybe my tanks are only going back to Darwin. I think KilRoy is not strong enough to really kick me out of Australia, depending how many troops are left here behind. And because Rangoon fall, I'm not more so in the really important situation. I mean, I can maybe keep here some forces. I must see what I will do with this army. Maybe I send them to New Zealand. Because now in Rangoon I have enough. I don't know. In New Zealand, except, yeah, my division will arrive next turn in Gisborne. Then I can attack the day after this. The big army is here arriving, but I'm not so sure if they're really so strong. If I can hold here this Hamilton for 1 or 2 more turns, my divisions can take over. Once my divisions arrive, they're not really good with supplies, but in defense, I think the supplies are not so critical like attack. You can at least throw some rocks on the enemy if he's coming. Yeah. And the British fleet is now low on airplanes, and I'm also low on airplane. So I mean, we both have nothing more left. So I'm not so sure what will happen. I really don't know. Most important is I was able to. This is my supply convoy, and this is my Navy Guard convoy. I was able, or I'm not more sure what I want to do with them. Yeah, I had the idea that I maybe send some Navy Guard guys north of Auckland, that I maybe can take this base, and then land on supplies from here, and then let them flow south. But of course, I must maybe send also the Navy Guard units. But then I can walk down here, and then I can resupply my forces in Auckland. But of course, it's not possible to do this if there's an enemy task force nearby. But I have here now my escort carrier back. Not the most powerful unit, but it have air wing, zeros, and a bunch of dive bombers. Yeah, of course, dive bombers are not enough to sink any battleship, and British carriers have armor deck. But it's maybe enough to create some fire damage, and the British carrier is also low on airplane, so maybe it's enough. If I had more, then yeah. If I had, but I don't have. Yeah, and I sent a repair ship to help here with my submarines. More is coming. Yeah, and I need more fuel. I'm also a little low on fuel, I think. Yeah, out of fuel. Ah. So my submarines was very successful in damaging or destroying enemy shippings here. It will, yeah. At the end, it's really the question is how KilRoy can maintain this kind of bases. I'm not more sure where's my. Yeah, my carriers are here. In the little under repair. 2 days and I can create my carrier division again. Okay. In 2 more days, also the next Congo battle cruiser is ready. Yeah. So to the end of the month, I can create a new powerful task force, and then I can sail south to maybe finally retake Pegan, Saipan, Guam, and maybe also Marcus Island again. Yeah. Good. See you next time. Take care. Bye bye.